Hello folks, I'm Kay, the fabulous Kay, and today this is my cooking show. We're going to be cooking with Kay, and you get to see the lighter side of me, which not too many people get to see. So we're going to make this kind of fun and just taking it easy. And I think I was just looking over some of my notes to make sure I had all my stuff here, and I'm really going to try to keep this clean because I want the kids to watch. So all you boys and girls, men and women out there, this is the show for you because I have a great recipe. I have my mama's tuna salad recipe, and I'm talking homemade tuna salad because my mama, she usually bought store-bought food, didn't cook much. That's not really true. She really was a good cook, but she really did try to enhance, let's just say enhance the meal with some store-bought food like many of you do today when you go out and you get prepared food. It's the same kind of thing. You know, we had a big family that I came from. There's six of us and four children running around. So she had her hands full just like I do today. So we're gonna get started in just a minute. And I gotta let you know too, welcome to my home. This is it. And if you've got really some post-traumatic stress syndrome going on from your Thanksgiving meal at your daughter-in-law's house, and maybe she's a vegan and you had a completely vegan meal, and maybe they just escaped from a cult, some other family members, so they joined along too. That's kind of the Thanksgiving I had in my family's house. But anyways, I want you to join along. We're gonna chill now. This is the holidays. I want everybody to be fabulous. I got little jingles on. I'm making some tuna salad. We're gonna have some fun. So let's come along, you join me. First and foremost, let me introduce you to my producer, and that is my lovely cockatoo, Panama Jack, or just Jack, or Jackaroo, or Jackie. You'll probably hear some choice words I throw at this bird when he starts squawking, but he's part of the scene. You get to see how I live here too. I own a cat. I'm keeping this real, people. I'm keeping it really real. I got Santa staring at me here. He's scaring me a little bit. You know, I'm not big on clowns and stuff like that. Stuff scares the shit out of me, and I got all these Santa scaring me. But it's okay, because it's Christmas time and it's the holidays. We're having some fun. So before I get started, I'll let you see, I have a cat too. He's like 110 years old. I don't even know, I quit counting at 21 or 22. There's his medicine here. I'm a real person, not a big celebrity. This is how I live. So I got my cat's medicine here. He's a big old cat. You probably have pets at home that you love too. So this isn't so strange, having a cockatoo in your kitchen and pet medicine on the counter. We got to take care of the ones we love. And I have some kind of homemade bread I made a few days ago. It's a little stale. By the way, you guys in the back there, you're going to get some homemade bread after this is all over with. It might be a little stale because I made it last Thursday, but it's okay. It's delicious. Cut it up, make some croutons, put it in soup, French onion soup, whatever you want to do. So let's continue. All right, what else do we got here in the corner? What do we have? Oh, boys and girls turn away. Mama's little helper in the kitchen. And speaking of that, I'm gonna grab a beer. So just hold your horses. Let's go grab a beer. Let's see, I asked hubby to stock the fridge. It's looking good. In fact, we're gonna take some of the stuff out now. We're gonna grab, let's take these eggs going. Now, I pre-made those, but I'm going to get some other ones cooking there. I might add some grapes. See, I'm still getting that beer, but we got to take the stuff out first. First things come first. As they say, step 2 is step 2. So, let's grab it. Not my favorite, but it's okay. We'll get started. I think I need some other supplies here too. Let's get some. See, this is real living. I do have some extra onions. We're gonna just take them out because ladies, if you have the goods lying around, you should use them. I'm not gonna cut a fresh onion. This ain't no Rachel Ray. I hope you didn't think so, because this is cooking with Kay. So we'll take some leftover onions out. I do have some tomatoes. I don't know if I'll use them. They're not gonna be for the tuna salad, for the tuna salad sandwich later. All right, we're gonna close this up. Let's get all the ingredients. What do we got? I can never fucking find anything in this house. I guarantee when I go look for that can opener, it's not gonna be where I think it is. I don't know where my husband puts stuff. My friends, they come in here, they like to cook. I give them run of the kitchen because I don't like to cook, and I can't find nothing. So this is the game we play. where is the? Okay, we got fresh onions. They moved off a shelf down. This is real life, people, real life. All right, whole bag there. So, like you guys, my husband tries, ladies, guys. Maybe your man or woman tries too. We all try, so let's give everybody a little bit benefit of the doubt because it is the holidays. And I have a mantra that every day is the right day. Excuse the ass. Let's get this going. Okay, that's to boil the eggs. Now, I was one of those tomboys growing up, and in fact, they teach home ec in Georgia, where I'm from. They probably still teach home ec because they want little girls to grow up and be nice wives and have lots of children, but maybe not so much today, I hope not. But that home ec class lasted about a day for me. They were making those kind of patterns, you know, that you're supposed to sew. That, and they had a kitchen in the back. Our high school had a full-size kitchen teaching girls home ec in the back. No boys in the class then, but there should have been. I'm trying to think, we might have had one boy, but I don't think so. I never lasted long enough. I was out of there 3 days. You can't cancel classes in high school. It's not like college where you can just change classes. I walked out of that class, told my counselor I was never coming back, and to this day, I wish I'd stayed because I need somebody to make some costumes, and you know, every now and again I do know how to sew a button, but other than that, I'm lost. I like using these stainless steel bowls. They're very handy. We're going to use that for the tuna, and that's kind of small for that. And you know, I'm tiny, so I can't reach anything in this house. I should have a little stepping stool here. So what I want to do is just get the chips and the pretzels ready. All right. Got some folks here that love these pretzels, these hard pretzels. They would chip my tooth. My dentist wouldn't like that if I ate a lot of these pretzels, I'm sure. Get a little chips going. All right. See, ladies, I didn't even have time to do my nails because I'm keeping it real here. You know, we got a little bit of time and some food we need to make. I never can find anything, but look, I found the tuna can opener. We do not have an electric can opener. I'm not quite sure why. Why not, but we don't. So we'll make a nice display. I may not use all of this. It's good to have all your materials out first, which I did not do. Like I said, I am not the most happy homemaker, but I can tell you this is about one of my favorite, easiest recipes to make. Anybody can do it, young, old. It's easy. We're going to be cutting up some celery in a minute, 2 onions, 2 eggs, about 3 stalks or 4 stalks of celery. But you know, nowadays you can't. I was thinking, like, why is it that the 2, now I never use 2 whole onions and 2 whole eggs anymore because, and I was thinking this, my mother always used that, and I was like, wow, and her tuna salad is amazing, as you will see. But as you can see, back when I was a little child, these tuna cans were much larger. So if you use 2 cans of tuna with your 2 eggs and your 2, it's easy to remember this recipe. These little ass cans are like half the size they used to be when I was a kid. So keep that in mind because we're not going to use all of it. It's just kind of as you think you need it. Some people like it a lot more oniony than others. I don't. I'd rather add onion to your sandwich. Now this is another reason why I like to have a little libation while I'm cooking. And I know this recipe is my mama's recipe. It's a fantastic recipe, but there's something my mother-in-law taught me about cooking. And she always had a little libation there in the corner. And she had a little vodka and tonic. Kind of made the meal go a little easier, especially the holiday times, you know. And I think she drank her way through dinner, but we had the best tasting Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners, holiday you'd ever have. So I hope you're enjoying the holidays too, and you have someone in your life that teaches you, they'd be a good role model to you. So here's to Mom, and here's to my mother-in-law. God bless you. Take a look at my cabinets. I have nice cabinets in this house. This is what I'm talking about, ladies. My husband, these are pull-out cabinets. And if I pull that out, I will never get those pots back in there. The cabinet will not close. This is what I'm talking about. Benefit of the doubt. Everybody's busy. We all don't have a lot of time. Maybe your hubby throws shit in the cabinets too. They shouldn't do that because it really upsets us ladies. We kind of like things in order. This is my kitchen. Whether I'm in it most of the time or not, it's still my kitchen. I'm really glad you're with me today and that I'm doing this cooking show because I got to be honest with you. I have not seen this island this clean in the many years that I have been in this house, which is quite a long time. And I think I'm going to keep it this way because it's better chi and it's much easier to work with. But there's a little problem with this island kitchen and working next to the island kitchen. He's great today. He's not squawked. I love you, Jackaroo. He's being so good. Yes, such a good parrot. This is usually siesta time for him. And he's 20 years old. And I have had this bird since he was 4 months old. And he's going to be 21 next year is his hatch date in June. And I think I may throw him a little 21-year-old birthday party. Only because really I want a party. And that's a good reason to have a party. Like I said, I usually just use a few stalks. You'll be able to determine when you open up the, and these are already pre-washed, pre-cut, so a little bit. So I did cheat a little bit there. So we're going to cut up enough. And it's funny how sometimes the simplest of foods are the most comforting. Best comfort food ever. Now my water's boiling over here, so we're gonna put those eggs in. I'll show you how I do it. And I know it's just boiling eggs, but some people, they may not know this. And I will boil the eggs, and I might try a little experiment because I didn't do this with my eggs and I wanted to see. But first we're gonna put the eggs, you get it up to a boil. I use a spoon to put the eggs in so they don't break. So you want it, as it's boiling, I use a side and a spoon. You don't want the eggs to break. I mean, you can still use the egg because it's an egg. So we get that going. And what I do is I go, hey Google, set an alarm for 10 minutes. Next, we move on to the onions. And of course, it matters none whether you cut either one first. Really, you don't have, with food, you don't have to do anything in order. My mama always said, your food goes to the same place, whether it's cooked this way or that way, whether you add ingredients or not. But I do like this. Something that she might not add, and I'll tell you at the end, is like maybe some nuts. So we'll get to that point. Let's get the onions going. It would help if I'm a better cook. So you will learn right along with me. As I learn to cook, so will you. Now, I'm just going to try to make, if you come back, I'm going to try to make some of my favorite recipes that I grew up with that I can pass along. Hey, Google, cancel alarm. Okay, that's for the eggs. So we're going to turn those off. Now, what I could have done, and they say with eggs, is you could leave them for 10 minutes. You just bring the water up to a boil. You put the eggs in the water and you leave them there for 10 minutes and they should cook. I usually boil them, that's what my mother did, for 8 to 10 minutes, depending how firm you like the yolk and the whites of the eggs. So, all right, let's finish these onions. I should have gotten my nails done, and the reason I didn't, well, I also am a professional musician, besides being a comic, and I love both dearly with all my heart. And so I have working girls' hands, and those steel strings are always ripping with my hands anyway, so I can never, even when I get my nails manicured, which I try to when I'm on stage to look good, but usually my nails just look like this, working girls' nails. So the smaller the better, and I'm crying right now. And some people like to use, I'm from Georgia, so we have those real sweet Vidalia onions we get in the summertime.
And in the summertime, it's even more delicious. Serve it outside with some sweet iced tea or some lemonade. Now you see all those onions? You're gonna see that's one onion. And I almost think one onion is gonna be enough for this with those 2 cans of tuna. And this will serve about, we'll see, about 4 to 6 sandwiches at the end. So I'll keep cutting these to get them a little more finer and smaller so they don't taste too oniony. Because if you leave the onion pieces too big, it just overwhelms the whole dish. So unless you really are a fan of onions, and they are delicious and so good for you, then I would cut back the onions for certain. So here go the onions. And even this is gonna be a lot of onions, I have the feeling. So I'm not even gonna cut up. See what I'm talking about? I'm probably not even gonna cut up that second onion whatsoever. That would just be way, I think I have too many stalks of celery, and I only used like 2 or 3. And I used 1 little small onion, as you see, and that probably will be enough. Now these eggs will be too hot to use right now for this dish. That's why I pre-made the eggs. Normally I wouldn't, I show you start to finish. So what I would usually do is if I need to use these hot eggs right away, I'll put them in some cold water, and I will actually get an ice cube too. And that way, if you're running short on time, this works like a charm. So I put a fancy ice ball in there, and those can set. Or you can leave them in the fridge overnight like I did. So these are the pre-cut eggs. I only think we're gonna really need 1. I like kind of the eggs in this. And oh shit, look at that. It did not cook it. Wow, see that? I tried the 10 minutes in, this is how I did this last night. I did the 10 minutes in you boil the water, then you drop the eggs in, then you just wait 10 minutes. You don't have to keep boiling the water, and check it out. It was not a success story. So now we're kind of screwed. I'm gonna have to bring you back in a half hour when those eggs are done with the ice cubes, so you get to see how it works. Whoops. All right, we'll come back. See you in a bit. I have found the opener. We do not use an electric one. We don't open enough cans, I think. I would prefer an electric one. I like the tuna cans with oil. You can use, this is in water. I kind of like the oil, the olive oil taste, but to keep it true to my mom's recipe, she only used it in water. She'd get rid of the water, which is what I'm doing. I'm using the can. It's probably, I should use a strainer, so not the cleanest thing, but that's what we do in the South. A little pound of dirt before you die never hurt anybody. All right. This is not Rachel Ray Show or Martha Stewart. Luckily, I have that old Tomcat. He'll be cleaning up the floor in a bit. We'll leave that for the cat. The cat, everybody gets something today. All right. Let's keep this party going. So we'll get the tuna going, and while the eggs are cooling in the fridge, we'll mix all the other ingredients that we can. So we'll get the tuna in. We can pretty much add just about everything except the final step with the mayo at the end. We can pretty much spice everything, but I'd prefer to just wait till the end to do that as well. All right, set that aside. Do the old rinse. Get some of the moisture out, otherwise it's gonna be you put it in the fridge after you make it with this water in there or a lot of oil, it's gonna show up and it's not a good thing. So try to rinse it as much as you can. All right, there's some left in the can, that goes to the cat. So here is our tuna. It's just straight up tuna. We got our celery and our onions. And husband stopped by and he said, I heard you say something about walnuts and putting nuts in this, but for the recipe today, we're not gonna use the walnuts, but I could add walnuts and grapes to it, which is a great addition. And I guess I should have made another set where I had this pre-made, but that's not my style. So you can add that. And, okay, so we got everything except the eggs and the secret spices. We'll just go ahead and mix the onions, celery, and the tuna salad. Very easy, folks, right? So far, so good. Everybody with me? I think y'all are doing great. If you're cooking along with me, this is the fun part. And we get some onions. See, I didn't even really use hardly any of them. See what I'm talking about with the tuna? What is that? What is that, bumblebee, or I forget, chicken of the sea? Hey, come on, guys, give us some more tuna, man. What is that about? Look, I probably used too much celery, so it's up to you. I think we're doing good. We'll do the eggs in just a bit. Salt, pepper. Everything needs a little salt and pepper, doesn't it? Not so much salt. If you guys are diabetic or anything, you can even actually leave the salt out, because I think I got enough salt in here. And I try to watch my salt too. It's not good for anybody. There's way too much salt in all of our food. Really don't need to add too much to cooking, to be honest. At least that's my feeling anyway, my opinion. But salt does make it taste a little better. Garlic powder, not straight up garlic powder, and seasonal. I know, it sounds funny. This stuff is great. You can use it on anything. So that's a keeper in our household. I opened the wrong side. Already made a mess of my clean kitchen that took me a week to clean up for you fine people. And here we go, thyme. There's always room for more thyme. So we're just gonna use a little bit, just a dash, you know, just a spritz is what they say. That's it. That's more than enough. And I think this bottle must be 20 years old too, because I don't use a lot of thyme in my food, not powdered thyme. That's pretty heavy. So just a dash. We're going to mix that up. See how these eggs look. I waited the required 30 minutes. Let's hope for a better result. What do we got? Let's do this over the trash can. Normally I'd put it right down the disposal, these eggshells, but I heard recently that it's really not good for your disposal, your electric disposal. So if you have an electric disposal and you're throwing eggs down there, maybe you shouldn't. So I quit throwing eggs down the disposal, which is like kind of a pain. So these are a little better. These eggs are a little better. I wouldn't say 100% better, but we're gonna make them work. All right, so here is my egg. Now, I think that's gonna work. You want it a little firmer than that. So it may be not firm enough, but we're gonna try. Because I'm pretty much fucked if these are not cooked. I did not make another set of eggs. All right, I think we can work with that. I don't really mind them not really super firm. They look okay. So we just made it. Shh, nobody will never know. Ever, never know. Okay, we're not gonna tell anybody, right? Is my secret safe with you? Please, don't let anybody know. And this is the old-fashioned way of cutting eggs, man. I'm sure you got your fancy tools, but it tastes better when it's cut up the old-fashioned way, I think. So see, normally it'd be 2, 2, and 2. 2 eggs, 2 big celery stalks, 2 onions. Ain't that way. I used 1 egg. So that's what you don't want to have too much of anything in the ingredient. And remember, we already used our salt and pepper. We put our garlic and seasonal. And really, you don't even need this garlic powder. If you have seasonal, that's pretty much your friend in the kitchen. And of course, a little dash of thyme. And that's kind of the secret to this. Not really, it's very easy. Like I said, very easy, very delicious. So now we're gonna add the mayo. And that is the final step. And thanks so much for joining me. How we doing so far? Y'all having fun? It's the holidays, right? You could be making cookies. I could be making cookies or muffins or, I don't know, pastries or this or that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm making tuna salad because it's just tastier. All right, so let's get the mayo. And you can use Miracle Whip. I have not done it, but my husband puts Miracle Whip on everything. I'm not a big Miracle Whip fan. I guess maybe I need to try it. They say your taste buds change every 7 years, and there is some truth to that. I don't know who they is and where the 7 years came from, but maybe I should Google that. And this is really according to taste. If you like stuff with a lot of mayo on it, then you want to add more. I'm not that person, but I do know that the people I make it for like a little more mayo than I do. So I do try to accommodate everybody, because you got to accommodate everybody in the house, and you can't just cook for one person. You got to learn to love what everybody likes. Otherwise, like my father would say, go look in the mirror and watch yourself starve. Okay. All right, we're pretty much there. And that is a lovely, lovely tuna salad. And of course, I have to taste it. Let's see what we got here. Delicious. I think that is just delicious. Now, how you want to present it is up to you. I've got my bread here ready, and I'm going to serve it up. And we got some chips and some pretzels. And I'll bring you back in just a second. Now, like I said, you could add tomatoes and some lettuce, and you could add walnuts and grapes to this tuna salad. You can dress it up any way you want. I just eat it straight up, make a little mound on the sandwich. That's good. Do a wheat bread one too. Everybody gets wheat, all right, white. Now, you don't have to be neat because it's all delicious. Like I said, it all goes to the same place anyway. All right. I know I'm messy in the kitchen. I know. I hear it from my husband all the time, the mess I make in the kitchen. All right, this is so good. We want to have a taste? Here, have a taste.
You've been cooking with Kay and Jackaroo here, and thanks for joining me. I got lots of great things coming down the pike, so please like, subscribe, share, comment. Lots of cool stuff. Not just, I'm gonna get out of the kitchen too, because this girl's better out of the kitchen anyway. Wink, wink. And we're gonna take some strolls. We're gonna have some fun in 2024. Don't forget, this is so simple and delicious. You know, make it, it's good like after the new year. It's fresh and tasty, and it kind of reminds me of summer. It does to me anyway. And it's just fabulous, and it tastes great. So thanks for joining me. Come back and like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Come back and see me. Got lots more stuff, cooking shows. I'm gonna be doing some strolling, all kinds of things. So you kind of get to see me on the live act, and you get to see me in my home too. So you get to see both sides of Kay. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm wishing you all the best for the new year and the holiday season. So you take care. Happy holidays. See you next time.